Do like that music. Once that music's in your head, it's in your head all day. So welcome back, Tramblers. And in part one of this video, I want to put together my top 5 tips to visiting Machu Picchu. And it's top 5 tips that give you all the considerations, equipment to take, and that kind of stuff, so that if you do go and visit this fantastic magical site, that you can have the best experience possible. I say there's nothing too hairy in here, but there's a few small considerations that you need to put into your travel plans as I say, to have the best experience. So just before I go on to my top 5 countdown, what I want to quash is a few of the rumours that the Peruvian government is wanting to close down Machu Picchu, i.e. stop tourists going to it, period. They appear to be untrue. It is South America, kind of one day is different from another, but the sense that I got is there's no plans to close down Machu Picchu. However, what the Peruvian government are in continual debate with is how to manage the amount of people that are walking around this UNESCO World Heritage Site. So they've started to come up with a few kind of odds and ideas. Have implemented a couple. So if you go back to the 1990s and you visited Machu Picchu, the place was basically yours. You went through, you can climb over things, you can get into all its nooks and crannies, you can spend as much time as you like there and immerse yourself in this wonderful site. Now in 2019, they're asking that you employ a guide to go through. So a lot of guides will be included with your tour group should you book with any of the well-known kind of explore tour groups. But if you go in there backpacking, that kind of stuff, you're going to really need to build in how to get one of these guides. So without further ado, let's get on with my top 5 countdown to experiencing Machu Picchu. Hope you enjoy. Okay, so number 5, it is doing your homework before you come here. And if you employ like a tour guide, an explore company, that kind of stuff, a lot of this will be done for you and you're without the headache. If you're kind of doing it on by yourself, you're backpacking, trekking, that kind of stuff, the number 1 principle of getting to Machu Picchu is to be early with everything. As you've seen from my video, there's a lot of people in Machu Picchu town all waiting for that bus to go up the hill. So this is the bus station for Machu Picchu, and there are the buses, and there is the queue. So if you get the timing wrong, you're going to be hanging around in the queue for a long time. So it's a great idea to book your tickets as early as you possibly can. So you can choose to be that canny traveller that's got all their ducks in a row and gets off the train at Machu Picchu town and is straight onto the bus up to the site. Or you can be that other sort of traveller that spends an entire day at the back of the bus queue waiting to get on the bus and all the rest of it. Another must in this section, and I can't emphasise this enough, is you must take your passport. If you do not take your passport, you are not getting into the site. And this is it's kind of indicative to all over Peru, where a lot of the sites that you go into require passports. Even like booking into hotels, it's all about passports, the passport mad. So when you go up to the gate and you present your ticket, you will also have to present your passport. If you want to actually climb the mountain at Machu Picchu, i.e. this thing here, they allow, or the authorities at Machu Picchu allow 400 people a day to climb the mountain to the vistas at the top, at the very top of it. Now, I never knew that they were there, so it's quite surprising to me. It's a very arduous, you've got to be quite fit to do it, but as I say, they only allow 400 people up there per day. So again, if you want to do this, be early. Yes, early bird catches the worm every time. So in this section we're going to look at what to take up to Machu Picchu and what to leave behind. The underlying principle of this is to travel light, so throw off those heavy backpacks. For a start, you'll not be able to take them up there, they're not allowed in the site, and you're just going to get weighed down. Travel as light as what you possibly can. Now, Machu Picchu is still at 7,000 feet above sea level. So there still are altitude effects there. And one thing with Peru in general, the ozone layer is very, very thin. So please, please, please take a hat. That will significantly reduce heat exhaustion and sunstroke, and couple that up with a good quality high barrier sun cream and keep slapping that on. In the site itself, when you're walking around there, there's very, very little shade, if any. To dress appropriately. Obviously cover up to keep the rays of the sun to a minimum. Yes, you can wear shorts, there's no ins and outs of what you can wear and what you can't wear. But instead of flip-flops, leave those at home. Pair of runners is good. Pair of trekking sandals, and obviously if you want to go the full hog, walking boots. There's a lot of stones, there's a lot of uneven ground, there's a lot of steps, there's a lot of people, which means you're stopping and starting on uneven ground. So, you know, get some good footwear on. In terms of your camera, make sure as well that it is charged up. Again, this is down to your pre-travel routine that you do at night in your hotel. As soon as you get into your hotel, put your batteries on charge, that kind of stuff, so that when you come to Machu Picchu, you have all your batteries charged, ready to go. All your memory cards obviously have memory on them, you haven't filled them up, and you're setting yourself up for the best chance of capturing yourself and Machu Picchu. Another thing, while we're just talking about cameras, to be aware of, that obviously if it's raining or there's high humidity, then keep wiping your lens, because it will steam up, it will get droplets of rain on it, and it will interfere with your video quality. Extra batteries and extra memory cards. Now, another part of my equipment, I've got quite a few of these. I hate to say it, they are urine sample specimen jars. They're obviously waterproof, screw-on lid, but they are fantastic for storing your memory cards, keeping them dry, keeping them safe, that kind of stuff. So if you go into your local GP and try and convince him that you've got a prostate problem or a urinary tract infection or something, he will likely give you a sample bottle. However, if you go into your GP local hospital and just ask for a few kind of specimen jars, should you want to do that, I'm sure they'll give you a few. You tell them what you're doing. And if you are far too embarrassed to do that, then there's a lot of alternative like jars and tubs out there. A lot of pill jars are good, especially like multivitamins, that sort of stuff, because they come in kind of a sizable jar, and these things are great for storing memory cards, smaller batteries, that kind of stuff, especially those little tiny SD cards, which are very, very easy to lose. So just keeps them all in one place. The thing that I take with me, and I take this pretty much, this is part of my standard equipment, is as we call them in England, a bum bag. Fanny pack in the US, can't stand that word, this just sounds so yucky. But this has two compartments. So what I do is put my charge batteries in the top, in this pouch here, so they're close to me. And then when my batteries are discharged and they're empty, I then take them out and put them in the second compartment. So my charge batteries are away from my flat batteries. It just makes life so much easier. Yeah, and again, my memory cards in my Tiddle container will sit quite nicely in here, protected from the rain, and everything's dry, everything's going to work. Mosquitoes! The place is absolutely full of them. There are the little biting buggers everywhere. And if it's not mosquitoes, there's this little black fly thing up there that's equally having a gnaw at you. So please, please, please take bug cream, bug spray, that kind of stuff. And again, it's all about dressing for the occasion. If you're covered up, you're going to get less likely to be bitten. These little blighters are out when, well, they're out all day. If it's slightly windy, there's less mosquitoes about, but if that wind drops, they're out in a vengeance. Equally, if it's rained or it's cloudy and still and calm, these bloody things can be an absolute pain. So again, it's being aware they're there, being aware that they will bite you, and taking necessary precautions. The other part that's loaded with mosquitoes as well is when you come out of the site and you're queuing up for the bus down the mountain. You're actually queuing up down the road that you drive out of. Lots of trees there, lots of bugs. So carry that mosquito repellent. Coming in number 2 is personal safety, and I guess we'll touch on pickpockets. Now, Machu Picchu is no different to anywhere in the world. The Peruvian government have done a fantastic job with all their tourist sites in lowering the petty theft, crime, and essentially pickpockets that used to be quite prevalent there back in the day. So I always found it quite a safe place. But equally, just be aware when you're walking around Machu Picchu, and just keep an extra hand on your valuables, that kind of stuff. You're in a place where, as I say, there's probably 2,500 people walking around the same place. It can be quite crowded. There's a lot of stopping, starting, sitting, standing, that kind of stuff. It's very easy just to put your camera down at the side of you and either forget about it because it's so exciting and you're having to listen to all sorts of things and the whole experience, and you forget to pick your camera up, or equally you put your camera down and somebody decides to liberate it from you. Other part is if you're in your bag for snacks, suntan cream, that kind of stuff, is make sure your bag's zipped up. If your bag's open wide, and it just invites that odd gaping, that odd roving hand to go and see what you're carrying in your backpack. So just keep things tight and you'll be absolutely fine. As I say, it's nothing to get worried about. Machu Picchu is exactly the same as anywhere else in the world. Just be aware that people are about, and when there's people are about, there's sometimes pickpockets. Coming in at number 1 are toilets, or lack of them. So our guide spent a lot of time talking to us that there are washrooms, bathroom, toilets, whatever you decide to call them, in the kind of car parky bit just before you go through the gate into the site. And please, please, please take full opportunity to use these toilets. Even if you don't feel as though you want to go, just kind of try. Get your bladder empty, because in the site itself there are no toilets. So if you get cut short, bar sneaking off somewhere where there's no people, the only way around it is to go all the way around to the exit the site, go to the toilet, and then you'll not be let back in. So something as simple as wanting to go to the loo can bugger up your day, basically. So be warned, use the toilet before you go into the site. Thank you for watching this video, and I hope it inspires you to certainly think about, if not book a trip as soon as possible and go and see this fantastic site. It is absolutely everything and beyond your expectations, believe you me. So part 2 of this video will be coming up shortly, which is my experience and my day at Machu Picchu, and how you get up there, what you can see, what you can expect, that kind of stuff. It's full of hints and tips just like this video, so please take a look and give it a thumbs up. Please also comment in the comments below of any hints and tips that you might have on travelling in general, or certainly travelling to this site, and share them with us. And finally, please subscribe to the Trambling community. So we're going to build a community of travellers, ramblers and people that generally go around the globe muttering to themselves. So please, if you want to be a part of that, please subscribe. Okay, so I'm going to finish off by drinking my tea, and I'm going to get back into that fantastic music. Okay, see you soon. Bye.